Good morning, students. As part of our pre-board preparation, we have started fundamental unit of life, tissues, and we have completed those chapters. And we have also started why do we fall ill chapter. In the last class, we have learned the causes of diseases. Now, in today's class, let us learn infectious and non-infectious causes, infectious agents, and means of spread. Okay. The causes of diseases are influenced by public and community health factors. So, it is important to keep public and community health factors in mind when we are thinking about the causes of diseases. The immediate causes of diseases are of two distinct types. They are diseases caused by infectious agents and diseases that are not caused by infectious agents. So, based on the immediate causes of diseases, the diseases are of two types. They are diseases caused by infectious agents, diseases that are not caused by infectious agents. The infectious agents mostly include the microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, fungi, etc. and also some nematodes like Solium, roundworms, hookworms, etc. The Solium is also called tapeworm, right? So, the diseases that are caused by infectious agents, the diseases that are not caused by infectious agents. These two types of diseases, this classification is made based on what? Based on the immediate causes of the diseases. The immediate causes of the diseases, they cause the diseases, directly cause the diseases. And based on that immediate causes of the diseases are of two types. Number one is diseases that are caused by infectious agents. Number two is diseases that are not caused by infectious agents. And among infectious agents, the most notable ones are microorganisms, nematodes. Microorganisms, bacteria, viruses, fungi, and even protozoans also. Protozoans. Protozoans means Plasmodium, next entamoeba, etc. These are the immediate causes of the diseases, infectious agents that acting as the immediate causes of the diseases. Okay. Second types of diseases are They are not caused by infectious agents. Then how are they caused? How those diseases are caused? These causes vary, but they are not the external causes like what we have discussed here. They are mostly the internal causes. They are mostly the internal causes. The external causes are microorganisms or infectious agents. Internal causes means what they are: genetic factors, physiological abnormalities, blood pressure, excessive body weight, malnutrition. All these are internal factors. Okay. The diseases that are caused by infectious agents. The diseases that are caused by infectious agents are called infectious diseases. Infectious diseases. And what are infectious diseases? Diseases caused by infectious agents. And diseases that are not caused by infectious agents are called non-infectious diseases. Non-infectious diseases. What are they? They are not caused by diseases that are not caused by infectious agents, but they are caused by internal factors. Internal factors like high BP, etc. So totally, based on the immediate cause of the disease, diseases are of two types: infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. Infectious diseases are the diseases which are caused by the external causes or external infectious agents like microorganisms, bacteria, protozoans, viruses, fungi, etc. And some other macroorganisms also like roundworm, hookworm, tapeworm, pinworm, etc. And second type of diseases are diseases that are not caused by infectious agents, which are called non-infectious diseases. They are caused by the internal factors like high BP, low BP, genetic factors, malnutrition, etc. Infectious diseases, as they are caused by infectious agents, they can spread from one person to other persons through various routes. Okay. And let us take some common examples of diseases that are caused by different infectious agents. Virus caused diseases. Most commonly occurring disease that almost all of us will experience is common cold. Common cold. This is caused by viruses. Influenza, dengue fever, AIDS, etc. These are the diseases that are caused by viruses. And diseases that are caused by bacteria. Bacteria caused diseases like typhoid, tuberculosis, cholera, leprosy, anthrax, etc. And some diseases are caused by different kinds of fungi, especially skin infections. Skin infections like ringworm disease. There are some protozoans that cause diseases. Protozoan cause diseases. What are the main one? Malaria. Malaria is caused by a protozoan Plasmodium. Next, amoebiasis. Okay. Next, Kala Azar. Dilly boils. These are all various protozoan associated diseases. And nematode diseases. Elephantiasis, ascariasis, etc. There are many other diseases also are there. Tiniasis, ankylostomiasis. All those diseases are caused by nematodes only. Okay, likewise, there are viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoan, nematodes. These all agents will cause different types of diseases. So we have learnt there are different categories of infectious agents. Why should we know about different categories of infectious agents? Why is it important that we have to categorize these infectious agents into different categories? The clear answer is, if we don't know to which category that an infectious agent belongs, then we will not come to know which type of treatment that we can start for a particular disease. So, categorizing the disease-causing agents or infectious agents is important to decide which kind of treatment that we can use. So, categorizing the infectious agents is important to decide the type of treatment for a particular disease. If we don't know the category of infectious agent, like whether it is belonging to viruses or belonging to bacteria or belonging to protozoa or belonging to nematode, to which category that a particular infectious agent is belonging, if we don't know, then we cannot decide which type of treatment that we can use. Because members of each one of these different groups, like viruses, bacteria and fungi, nematodes, they have many biological characteristics in common. All viruses will be having some common biological characteristics. All bacteria will be having some common biological characteristics. All fungi will be having some common biological characteristics. All protozoans, all nematodes, they will be having their particular category level of common biological characteristics. For example, if you take viruses, they live inside the host cells. They live inside the host cells. And viruses have very few of their own metabolic activities or pathways. If you take the bacteria, rarely they live inside the host cells. Viruses, they live inside the host cells. Whereas bacteria, they do not live inside the host cell. I am expecting a doubt from you. Sir, in our body, that is inside our body, there are many bacteria that are living, but you are telling that bacteria do not live inside the host cell. I said bacteria do not live, or bacteria rarely live inside the host cell. Rarely means almost they do not live inside the host cell, host cells. But I did not say bacteria do not live inside the host body. Bacteria live inside the host body, but in between the cells, mostly. Not inside the cells. Not inside the cells. And most of the bacteria, they are closely related to each other. Whereas bacteria, they do not closely related to viruses. And if you take the multiplication capacity, bacteria, viruses and fungi, they multiply rapidly. Whereas the nematodes, they do not multiply rapidly. We need to know the time period that is required for the multiplication of different infectious agents. It is very important. A drug which is used to treat a disease that is caused by a particular category of organisms cannot be used to a disease that is caused by an organism which is belonging to some other category. Because, as I said, the organisms belonging to one particular category do share many common biological characteristics, whereas the organisms belonging to different categories may not share many biological characteristics. Drugs are generally targeting the biological characteristics of the organisms, infectious agents. When a particular drug is targeting a particular type of characteristic of disease causing agent, the same drug cannot be utilized, may not be effective against some other characteristic that is belonging to other category of organisms. Drugs that can block one of the life processes of bacterial group may not be effective against the members of the viruses group because of their different characteristics. For example, let us take the antibiotics. Antibiotics, most of the antibiotics which we use, they generally block biochemical pathways that are important for bacteria. For example, many bacteria, they make cell wall to protect themselves. Cell wall is the protective structure for most of the bacteria. We might have heard of penicillin. Penicillin blocks the bacterial processes that build the cell wall. So penicillin, what it is blocking? Penicillin, it blocks the bacterial processes that build the cell wall. Of bacteria. So when we use penicillin as a drug against some bacteria that make the cell wall, the bacteria eventually will die. And this drug will not have any effect on our body cells. Why? Our body cells do not have any cell wall. So penicillin cannot have such devastating effect on us. So penicillin will have the same effect on many bacteria which use the processes for making cell walls. If a bacteria is not using the processes to make cell wall, then penicillin may not be effective against them. In the same way, many antibiotics, they work against many species of bacteria instead of simply acting on only one particular type of bacteria. How many antibiotics could work on many species of bacteria if all such bacteria are sharing some common processes for their defensive purposes or some other survival purposes. Viruses, they do not use these pathways. Viruses do not use the pathways of bacteria. So, antibiotics do not work against viral infections. Antibiotics do not work against viral infections. So whatever the medicine which we are using during a viral disease, we are using only to reduce the symptoms of that viral disease, but not. And how that viral disease is cured? By our own immune system. So the antibiotic will work only against the bacterial part of the infection, not the viral part of the infection during some diseases like cold, cough, etc. Okay. Other parts we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.